A horrifying experience for one local woman, one that scammed her out of thousands of dollars. It's called the jury duty scam, and you may have heard of it.
And you may think you wouldn't fall for it. But I talked with one local woman who says the scammers know what they're doing and play on your fears. Now she wants to warn others on how sophisticated and believable scammers can be, so you too don't become a victim.
Walk in this door over here, I just see my mom on the floor surrounded by $100 bills, so many $100 bills.
Noelle Lane describes the moment she found her mother on the floor of the Shell gas station in front of a Bitcoin machine one August afternoon.
My mom is visibly shaking and she demands that I put some $100 bills in the machine. And I'm like, this seems really weird.
Her mother is this woman, Linda K. Simmons, who was in an absolute panic, thinking she was on the hook for thousands of dollars she was told she owed to the Franklin County Sheriff's Department.
I don't know how else to say this. It felt like a form of mind control.
A caller telling Linda what to do and how to do it so she wouldn't end up in jail. It all started with a phone call she received from a private number. She answered it because a good friend often calls her that way.
Well, I know somebody that calls me on private number, and I thought it could have been important, so I picked it up. But it was the guy identifying himself as the Sheriff's Department.
The male caller on the line said he had 2 felony warrants for her. When she asked the caller to verify who they were, the number changed.
And he says, well, wait 1 second, and then he's put somebody else on the phone. I don't know how they did this, but then the call said Sheriff's Department. I guess they had spoofed the numbers. Well, I found out that was true.
The caller then proceeded to tell Linda she was sent grand jury notices by email that she had signed and returned to them, confirming she would serve on a grand jury. She didn't show up, and now they had 2 felony warrants for her for $7 grand each.
I needed to go get $7,000 and take it to a machine. They never ever called it a Bitcoin machine. They said it was the only kind of machine that the governments would accept.
What transpired over the next 5 hours was nothing but sheer panic for the 71-year-old. Driving to the Bank of Bonitot, withdrawing the money needed, all while being told not to get off the phone. The worst part, Linda says, they knew where she was.
And I guess he was following along somehow or another, and he knew I was on Hardy Road, and he knew I had my granddaughter.
She says the callers were believable, aggressive, and wouldn't let her drop off her granddaughter. So she followed instructions. They walked her through how to deposit money into the Bitcoin machine, all while fearing she was going to jail.
I was so caught up in what was going on, and my granddaughter sitting here beside me, that I just fed the money into the machine.
Despite numerous warnings about possible scams, she continued feeding money into the machine. It wasn't until her daughter walked into the store to tell her to stop that she realized she was being scammed.
I tell her, stop, don't do anything else. Like, don't put any other money in here. It's too much. This is a lot of money. I think at that point it was $10,000.
They called police and made a report, but not before thousands of dollars were deposited that Linda will never get back. Linda says she's now on a mission to educate others on what happened to her so they too don't fall victim.
I'm not a rich woman, but it didn't kill me. But I've saved a lot of people that don't have the money by coming forward.
Can you imagine? Linda says this story has been posted to Facebook, and she has received countless private messages from others who also fell victim to the scam. She's now on a mission to help spread the word so others don't go through this terrifying experience. Could you imagine 5 hours? And she was told not to get off the phone, don't stop anywhere, don't go anywhere, this is what you had to do. And she was just in an absolute panic that she was not thinking straight, not really paying attention to what was going on. I mean, you saw there were signs and warnings, but when you're in the heat of the moment, what did that gentleman say? He says, if you're thinking emotionally, then you're not thinking rationally. And that's exactly what happened to her.
Right, because if she'd have had a minute to gather her bearings, think about it, but they were playing on her emotions, her fear, knowing where she was is so scary. And she had her grandchild with her too. Yeah, but I'm so brave of her to come forward.
Right, absolutely.